What up, y'all? Dubbles at you for a special little series I'm going to do for the month of October, and that is the 13 Days of Horror. Um, I respect all the homies doing 31 Days of Horror, maximum dedication. Maybe next year for myself, but I can't make that commitment right now. That's that. I respect you guys. That's some hardcore shit right there. Um, but I thought I'd do something a little different. I think it's kind of a cool idea. 13 days of horror. Each day I'm going to tackle a different subgenre or maybe a different country per se. So yeah, thought it'd be different to classify, each day with something a little different flavor for you each day. And the first one I'm going to throw at you is body horror. So when I think body horror, I always think first person that comes to mind is the master himself, David Cronenberg. And I recently picked up the Arrow release of Shivers. I had never seen this one before, so wanted to peep it out. Yeah, 1975, of course. Pretty sure filmed in Canada. Most of his films are from Canada, the foreign land of Canada, as JP likes to say. But yeah, basically, film opens with a pretty much deranged scientist, I would say, um, doing experiments on this young girl. I believe she's 19 or 20 in the film, um, who he's apparently been sexually promiscuous with in the past, at a very young age, which is disturbing within itself. But he's experimenting with this new organ disease, I guess he found out about, a venereal disease, if you will, and it's a parasite. Oh yeah, I have to say, first off, this film was known as the uh, orgy of the blood parasites, also known as They Came From Within. I think so. It was originally billed as a double feature with the film Snuff. So it definitely was kind of more in the exploitation vibe when it was double billed. But anyway, back to the story. Um, Basic plot: you have this crazy scientist who's experimenting on this girl with this basically unknown parasite, and it ends up making her a sex fiend. It's basically a crazy small little uh, creature, little parasitic worm per se, and once it attaches to her, makes her like a sex zombie or like an infected, just crazed sex maniac. And of course, from there, the disease starts to spread and run rampant. So, that's the basic plot of this. You have a little parasitic, almost kind of alien-like creature. Um, yeah, and it starts releasing hell on the various doctors and the people who live in this apartment complex. I think there's a lot going on for this one. Um, Definitely, isolation seems to be one of the main, I think, themes of the film. Uh, Isolation and its effect on society. And I think there's also a lot to say about sex and society, dealing with taboos and things like that, and maybe even more of sexual awareness as far as it comes to STDs. Is kind of how I took it. Um, the dangers that has on mankind as we know it, basically. Um, yeah, I think as far as a lot of the, I'd say a couple downers on this one. The acting's not perfect. There's not a super great performances. Um, you have Barbara Steele in this, which is cool. You got some notable performances from people like her. The main lead guy, trying to remember his name in the film. He does a good job. I don't remember, but anyways, basically the main, I guess, protagonist of this film, the guy, he does a pretty good job, and just a lot of the dialogue might be just kind of bare bones and nothing special that really draws you in, and I would say it's probably David Cronenberg's least well written or least well directed film. But that being said, it's still pretty excellently directed to be his first full length horror film. Does a great job. And I think the writing is actually very smart in this film. Like I said, there's a lot of social commentary going on in this one, uh, a lot of political undertones. I think that are understated but very smart, just like how you would have it in the classic Romero film Night of the Living Dead. Um, I said that it really surprised me. This film was really cool. I was surprised how influential it is. There's an infamous bathtub scene in this with uh, the crazy little worm parasite coming out of the drain pipes and going up between I think it's actually Barbara Steele's legs. Um, Stuff you'd seen countless times. I think there's even a direct scene in reference to this in the movie Slither. Uh, Really, the most notable, possibly shower scene besides the original Psycho, or maybe even I would, The Shining has a pretty memorable shower scene. But this is definitely the most like parasitic, uh, memorable scenes involving a shower that I can think of. I can even see how this went on to influence Alien. Nasty little flick. Um, the effects are kind of modest, it being a low budget and early film, but they're still pretty well done. There's some pulsating, there's some gross out moments here. Lots of nudity, of course, with it dealing such a sexual topic. So, you know, tits galore for sure in this one, and lots of just taboo subjects as far as sex goes as well. Just a really smart film. I was honestly surprised with Shivers. Excellent debut for the director, the man himself, Cronenberg. I'd give this a solid 7.5 out of 10 after first time watch. I could possibly see this raising in the future. Yeah, definitely check this out if you're a fan of Cronenberg and body horror. Anything like that, and you like the Parasite kind of movies, kind of gross out, more sci fi based horror, definitely check out Shivers.